everyone. My name is Sophie Henn, and this is...
I'm Mark Bradley.
And we are super excited to be here today with Empathy Lab, celebrating all things empathy. I am an author and an illustrator, and a couple of the books that I have written and illustrated are the Pizzazz series there, more on that later, and also a picture book, The Music in Me. And over to you, Mark.
Hello, and I do the Bumble and Snug graphic novel series, which there's one out at the moment, Bumble and Snug and the Angry Pirates, and soon to be Bumble and Snug and the Excited Unicorn. So yes, full of comic-y goodness.
So Mark and I, as you might have guessed from Bumble and Snug and Pizzazz, we both love a comic, don't we?
Absolutely. The best medium of all, I think.
Bold.
Yes.
But we both love a comic, and so that's why we were really super excited to be challenged by Empathy Lab to take the Empathy Superpower Challenge of making a comic strip for each other. But these comic strips had to have empathy at the heart of them, obviously, and showing a character using empathy as their actual superpower. So we've made a comic strip for each other. I made one for Mark, he's made one for me, and we're sending them over to each other now.
I cannot wait to see.
I'm very, very excited. Oh, mine has arrived. And I have got a gorgeous, I was hoping for this, a gorgeous Bumble and Snug comic strip.
And I have the amazing Pizzazz. I'm so happy. We were thinking about how we use different elements of comics to really demonstrate empathy with the characters and show how they're going through emotions and how we choose those particular points that we draw and everything like that. And I was wondering how you go about choosing the expressions that you go through and how you do things like that, Sophie.
Well, I think with comic strips, I don't know whether you find this with yours, Mark, they're a bit like each panel. So this is a panel here, that's a panel, one of those squares is a panel. Each panel's like a bullet point in the story. So it's like you're picking like those heightened moments. You know, sometimes if you bullet point out your story, break it down into just little moments, that's what each of those panels represents. So I think, especially when I'm doing like really important bits of the story, maybe where everyone's feeling quite emotional, picking those bullet points becomes really important. And also I love an extreme close-up. I love zooming in because I feel those panels are a bit like, it's like looking through a camera lens, isn't it? And you sort of can take in a big picture of everybody, or you can zoom in on one person.
Doing it so well there, yeah.
Right in that moment.
And it creates that sense of connection with the character and really going through what they're feeling by choosing those points, isn't there?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think, like we were talking about this before, I think that illustrating, and especially when you're doing, you know, things about, you're trying to show how that person's feeling through their sort of, you know, the physical appearance, their face, their body, whatever. It's like acting for shy people, isn't it? Because I don't want to get up on a stage and act. I'm not very good at that. I'll leave that to
you would be magnificent, so.
I really close up. But I love inhabiting. I love getting into the character, but from the safety of my drawing board. And I
think there's an infamous thing amongst illustrators where we'll be sat at our drawing boards pulling all the faces. You won't see that obviously when you see the drawings, but we're sat there going, when we're trying to draw everything, aren't we?
Apparently, my daughter's told me I do that, and she said it was weird. I find it really helpful. But what I was going to do is I was going to show you on that basis how I do a few of my expressions, my Pizzazz expressions. I was going to show you really quickly so you guys can have a go as well, and this will come in handy for your challenge later on. So I'm just going to do eyes and eyebrows. Mark, how important are eyebrows?
Most important.
So important. So I was going to start with a smiley face, and what I like to do is I like to pull my smiliest face, and you can see, oh, it looks a bit frightening there, but my cheeks are going right up into the space where my eyes are. So for the eyes, all I'm going to do is draw, can you see there, just draw two little upside down U shapes, just because she's smiling so much, and then a lovely big smiling mouth. There we go, nice big smiley mouth there. Now eyebrows, where would you put the eyebrows at this point? I know where I put them.
I would put them right pointing upwards.
Right, yeah, right at the top, like almost flying off the top of her head. And yes, Pizzazz's eyebrows go in her hair. I can make it up, I can do whatever I like. So that's a super smart, so that's a nice one to start off with, but sad. Mark, pull me your saddest face, please. Okay, nice, good. So I'm going to start with the eyebrows here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw two little curved, oh, look, already, see, eyebrows are magic. Already you can see that I've just drawn her eyebrows and she looks sad. She looks saddish, doesn't she? And underneath those eyebrows, I'm just going to draw a little loop.
I like the idea that most of our jobs is drawing eyebrows here. So
It so is. Honestly, everybody, get the eyebrows right. The rest will fall into place. I can pretty much guarantee it. So once you've drawn those little loops under her eyebrows, just colour them in. Oh, look, we've got sad eyes. And then I'm going to do, based on the mouth you just pulled, she's got a very sad mouth. I need to give her a bit more nose as well. There we go. You could just do a little as well. So there we go. There's a sad pizzazz.
One thing I was going to say there, Sophie, is I think we both draw faces in a very similar way, where we've got two dots and a mouth, and you've got just a nose in the middle as well. And it's just showing how simple it can be to draw those expressions with only the range of emotions you've shown now, with literally just a few lines.
Yeah.
How easy it is to draw these things and to think about what your character's going through. So it's a brilliant thing to be able to do with them.
And on that note, your characters, Bumble and Snug, and the others, but Bumble and Snug, are so beautiful and so graphic and deceptively simple, because when something's really, really clean and simple, people often think that means it's easy. But let me tell you, that's the hardest thing, because you've got less when you have to do the same amount.
You've got nowhere to hide at that point when everything is clean.
You've got nowhere to hide, exactly. But even though your characters are really bold and graphic, you show so much emotion in how they're feeling through their expressions, but also through their body language, because that's something that can really help you show people how your character's feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's one of the key things with character lines. When you think about how you're emoting, if you watch Sophie, who's a very over-the-top talker with lots of gesticulation like that, it's a key part of how we communicate with our body language. So if Bumble's excited, do I draw her like this, or do I draw her like this? What sort of excitement is she feeling? And in particular with Bumble and Snug, she gets so excited that her body literally physically changes shape, because it's one of the wonderful things you can do with illustration. So I thought what I'd do is a little quick demonstration of how I do different body shapes and change them for different emotions. So I'm going to quickly grab my drawing board. One other thing, because you've got, with a character like Bumble, you can do things like she can change her body shape. Brilliant. So she can literally be exploding with excitement. So that's one of the joys of being able to just draw it in like that as well. You can literally make your characters change a shape. But you've also got things like, if you're drawing Snug or something like that, you can be, whose body shape is a very simple triangle and a circle. You can have, say for instance, he's feeling a little bit sad today, Snug. We can be doing that, so that he's feeling sad like that. Or we can do something as simple as a body shape change there.
Brilliant.
Where he's changed that central triangle on his body, same expression again, to a bit more hanging body, so he's slumped over like that, and feeling maybe a bit tired or downbeat, and compared to him just feeling sad there. So tiny little changes to how we draw the shapes of the body can have a massive impact on how the emotions change there.
There's one other thing that we can do as well, isn't there, with comic strips, and I think this is quite comic strip specific, is to add to this, once we've got the expression and the body language, we can add little graphic marks as well.
Yes.
I'll show you, because you've done that brilliantly in your comic.
Thank you.
So looking a little bit anxious there, a little bit anxious. So you've got those brilliant lines coming out.
Yeah, and there's a special word for those.
Oh, I don't know what it is. What is it?
It's called emmanata. So it's the things that, particularly in comics, I don't know whether it's one that we use in illustration so much, but in comics, it's the expression lines that you see coming out of characters.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah,
that's brilliant. And look there, like with the little lines of like, I got it, kind of a realization. Emmanata. And I love it when you have someone who's simmering, you know, when you're really like, I can do that on this little drawing here. You can do those literally like they're steaming, like
perfect.
So emmanata, well, I've learned something, and thank you for that, and I hope everyone else has maybe learned a new trick to help them with their empathy superpower comic strip. So I really hope you've all enjoyed this and learned more about drawing different expressions and using body language to show how your characters are feeling, because now we have a challenge for you. I've loved working on this challenge with you, Mark. It's been great fun.
It's been brilliant.
And I love my beautiful Bumble and Snug comic strip.
And my fabulous pizzazz one.
Well, you. But now it's your turn. We are setting you the empathy super challenge, and that is to create your own empathy superpower comic strips.
Yes. So once you've made those comic strips, we want you to share them online as part of the big share. And if you tag in the Empathy Lab UK and put in the hashtag Empathy Day, then we'll be able to see those all online, which we're really, really looking forward to. Sophie and my strips are going to be on the website, so you've got some there that you can see already, and maybe examples of how to make your own ones, but we can't wait to see those online.
Absolutely. And I hope you all enjoy Empathy Day. It's been lovely to be here with you. Thanks ever so much. Bye.
Bye.
For my Empathy as a Human Superpower comic strip, I've drawn a character based on myself called Super Sue and her magic lasso. The idea is she can use her magic lasso to connect her with anyone who she wants to understand or get into the mind of more. The magic lasso emanates powers that allows Super Sue to absorb the feelings of others and totally get what they've been or are going through. The fab thing is that the lasso can also be used to connect other people too. For instance, this lad, not liking the look of someone just from the colour of their skin, ends up connecting with the lasso and instantly downloads all the information from the other person, and then instantly he changes his attitude towards them.